Would the Honourable Minister please proceed with his statement?
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, Manitobans watched in horror on Saturday as a massive fire swept through downtown Brandon, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. The fire began in the Christie's Office Plus building on Pacific Avenue, but quickly spread across the street to the Massey Manor and to Collier's Sales and Service building to the east of the Christie's building. Airborne ash and debris was carried by the wind, igniting a fire 2 blocks away at the Knights Inn beer vendor and the former Code nightclub. In less than 2 hours, 4 buildings were in flames and dozens of homes and commercial buildings were in danger. It was the worst fire in decades in Brandon, but it could have been far worse if not for the professional work of firefighters with the Brandon Fire and Emergency Services, Canadian Forces Base Shiloh, the Oakland, Wawanesa, and Souris and Glenwood Fire Departments, Manitoba Hydro, and the Office of the Fire Commissioner. Within hours, the fires were largely out, with no fatalities and no injuries. It's a remarkable outcome for such a dangerous situation. On Sunday morning, I was joined by Brandon Mayor Rick Crest and the members for Brandon East and Brandon West as the officials from the Brandon Fire Emergency Services and Office of the Fire Commissioner showed us the enormity of the damage caused by the fire. What we saw can only be described as staggering. Christie's, Collier's, and the beer vendor have each been reduced to smoking rubble. Massey Manor has suffered serious fire damage to its roof, along with extensive water damage to all floors of the building. Approximately 200 residents of that building, which is partially owned by Manitoba Housing, have been displaced. They were immediately assisted by the Red Cross representatives and housed at a local hotel, and we are working with a number of agencies, including the Canadian Mental Health Association and the Brandon Friendship Centre, to identify suitable long-term housing for those tenants. Madam Speaker, it is a challenging situation, but there are so many people to thank for preventing it from becoming far worse. The many first responders from Brandon and surrounding communities, the Red Cross, the Brandon Bear Clan, the Friendship Centre, and the Canadian Mental Health Association. And of course, the people of Brandon and Westman, who have shown overwhelming generosity toward the victims of this tragedy. We also thank our many Government of Manitoba employees who responded to the crisis as it was unfolding and remain actively involved on a range of issues. This has been a tremendous team effort, Madam Speaker, the kind of all-hands-on-deck, province-wide response that Manitobans are famous for. We face our challenges together, and our government stands with Brandon as a response to this disaster. Recovery will take time. It will not be measured in days and weeks, but rather in months and years. But I assure all Brandonites that our government will be with you every step of the way as you rebuild from this terrible tragedy. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Good job.